Good morning, everybody. Happy 9 to 5 sort of system, but that's another topic for discussion. Hope everyone's having a great time. Luke here, as you may already know. So today in this video, we're bringing you, I'm going to bring you a Sourcing Mogul review, all the way from literally signing up through to trying it out for the first time, to see how easy it is for new people looking to use the software. And then I'm gonna pause the video, and then when my scans are complete, I'm gonna do the second part of the video, which will just sort of be a cut to the next stage. You'll see a difference in the video, which will be in one video, but and then I'll see how easy it is to check the data and all that. I've used FBA Wizard for God knows how much time. I've used Tactical Arbitrage for a while, and I always went back to FBA Wizard because it was just so simple. Yeah, it didn't give you as much great leads, but it gave me what I wanted to give me, which is like the basic leads, or filler leads, I call them. Like ones where you've got a bit of extra cash, you've got all the deals that are out, but you still got extra cash to spend, and then if you can get, I normally go up the lowest 28%, as long as it's not like into the under £1 profit, and I call them filler leads because they really get you much profit. But if you need to spend a spare grand or 500 quid that you just got, and you don't really want to leave it in the account because it's just not going to gain you any money by leaving it in the bank, then I usually just spend, just get the sort of bottom of the barrel stuff. Still going to make you some money, but yeah, nothing special, and that's literally what I use FBA Wizard for. But apparently what's happened with FBA Wizard is, I forgot the guy's name. Yeah, forgot his name. Whatever, the guy that created it, he basically, apparently he's not really active anymore. He's not updating it and all that. So all I can ever see from this now is that it was just going to gradually get worse, but others are going to go the other way and get better. And Sourcing Mogul at the moment is actually cheaper. So I got like an old price for FBA Wizard at £77. Sourcing Mogul, £67. Sorry, I pay £67 for FBA Wizard. And Sourcing Mogul at the moment is 57 all throughout Q4 as an introductory offer, and then it goes to 77, which is only a tenner more. So, and I think you get 8 to 10 days free trials, I think. So anyway, I'm going to try the free trial out, see how it goes. We're going to look over it quickly here. This is the page. This is the website. I wouldn't worry about this right now. They're all basically the same. They look different, but the data they provide and all this is usually similar. So it's all laid out pretty much how I would expect, or I'll be able to figure it out when I actually go into that part of the video. But it's pretty much the same as all the others. You're going to have brand restrictions. Not sure what that means. Oh, I don't really have any brand restrictions, so I just ignore that. But most new sellers definitely will need to know. You can see it says there, need to know if they can sell it. So like I've given up looking to see. Well, I stopped needing to look on my account just because I can sell basically everything, apart from like alcohol. I think I can even sell alcohol if I accept a disclaimer to say that I have something. But no, I'm not going to bother doing that, even though you could probably make a lot of good money, but that's not too desperate for that. You get the gist. You run a scans on websites. It compares it against Amazon, all of the obvious websites. I've checked through the list the other day, and they're basically the same as FBA Wizard. There's probably slight variations. But what we're going to do is I'm going to just show you. Yeah, you can go through this yourself, can't you? If you want to know more, this is the US price. You can click obviously here. Stock check. That might be useful. I don't really have a stock check on the FBA Wizard one. I don't know if you can. I haven't. I usually do a basic scan, so I don't really faff around with too many settings. But it's always good to know if actually they're items in stock, because otherwise you spend days comparing prices, adding your data, see what profit you're making. You go to buy and it's out of stock, and that's one of the most annoying parts. It's time. It's just wasting time. So I usually actually go and see if it's in stock versus just a quick workaround, like a quick physical workaround or whatever you want to call it. Okay, so where's the price here? Did I click the price? It's clearly not done it. So we're going to go up here and click price. Now I still would use this as a filler, as filler leads, and I'm not going to use it for anything too intense over Q4. But what will happen is actually the more generic searches on toy stores and stuff, you'll still find good deals because they all pump out really good deals, and so you don't really have to search as hard to find them because they're abundant. Definitely in toys. So even me just doing, I'll show you my scans in this first part of the video, and I'll show you literally this would be a almost like identical walkthrough of what I'll be using it for in real life. So it's not going to be like me trying to pretend like there's some secrets that I'm not going to show you. I'm just going to go into everything and show you why I use it. Now it still shows me in dollars, but you can see 3 months. It's 3 months at whatever it is. So worst case scenario, get your trial, pay the reduced rate all through Q4. It definitely pay back in Q4 just by searching the. Okay, ignore the pricing. It's like 57 quid. Okay, for 3 months, and you get a free trial at the beginning. And you definitely make your money back because even if you just do Smiths, like the Entertainer, what else do you got? Just the obvious places like Argos, Tesco's probably have something. Yeah, you get the gist. You know what toy stores are toy stores, and you'll find yes, they're not going to be amazing, but it's not about that. It's because at Q4 things are selling so fast. Even if you're making 30% on everything, you are going to do so well. If you've got enough capital, you're going to do so well because you can just sell hundreds and hundreds of the 30%ers, and you're doing so much volume in sales that 30% still returns you a good profit when you actually crunch the numbers at the end of the quarter. And you probably average higher than that. Like I go from 30 to 40 will probably end up being averaged. Anyway, so once you log in, so I signed up already just now, and it asked me to do this, which is like it's basically you've got to add some key details into your Amazon account, and I'm going to go over what it means. It's basically like a little window for them to look through to your account. They can't do anything to your account, and if you've ever signed up for any programs like this before, this is just standard. Any linked system to Amazon, like a BQ, like Repricer, and all, they all ask for the same stuff. And I'm going to quickly show you what to do. So you can read the walkthrough thing here. Basically, you go into your Amazon account, and on the top right-hand side there is a settings. You go down, you click on settings, and click user permissions. And basically, you'll see this screen here. You just go down a bit, and you'll see Amazon MWS developer permissions, and anything you've ever given access to will be in a list, and you can revoke and all. I got like FBA Wizard still there because I've still paid for it at the moment. And you got to go and click the authorize developer thing. Here it does tell you. So let me just double check I can read this properly. About halfway through, yeah. A simple form will pop up asking you for that. So yeah, so we're going to take these details. So we're going to go. Did I get the L? Yeah. So we're going to go into here. We're going to go down. See, these are the ones I've given in the past. Tested things, just not bothered touching it. Got rid of these. Register as authorized developer. Boom. Click this little button. Developer name. It's pretty, so easy. It's like you don't really have to think too much about it. Boom. Whatever this stuff says. And I believe that is everything. So what you need to do now, so don't get rid of this screen, because once you basically got to do, so yeah, your select ID will like this. Now just grab the token, which is this. It looks like that. So you'll see this thing here. Get this, and whack it in here. Whack it in here. So my Amazon seller's ID will be this thing, and then save. So yeah, we're in. Hello me. I'm not going to go through any of this. We're going to go straight to the. So first, I'm going to look at settings just to double check. Account settings, pretty. Cancel subscription. If you want to cancel after the free trial, make sure you cancel and don't let it tick over. And yeah, you know. Let's see. Nominal FBA fees. Sometimes Amazon doesn't tell you the FBA fees. It's box padding. Sure. VAT registered. I usually leave it off because I'm not too worried about it giving me the exact figures, because you can then go into, say, either your Buybot Pro or your FBA multi-tool, and that will then give you, that's what I use for my check. So before you maybe needed to, or do it yourself through the Amazon app, but now you can just use that. So I just want it to give me the raw data. I don't want to type in too many faffy things. All of that I pretty much would just leave. Credit card details. Not sure what that means. I mean, I don't know. Okay, we're going to ignore all that. So we're going to go straight to the searches. Search by supplier and search by category. Still, as I said, I keep it nice and simple. Go away. Let's see if we can just get it in a nicer looking. No, I normally just go like that. Oh, this is a bit annoying, isn't it? I wish I had a list. Okay, fine. So we're gonna. I'm looking at these, and these look pretty much exactly the same as they used to in. Okay. This is interesting. So I'm going over this as if I'm a new seller. So it doesn't give me. Okay. So if I click this, we're just going to test. We're going to see what it does. Right. So we're going to go ahead and bin that for the minute. So I believe that we're going to have to type in some data somewhere. And it doesn't really give us that. So I think I watched the video for this, and you have to you'll filter after. So okay, so we're going to go ahead and click that. We're going to go ahead and click I don't know. I'm just going to click around a couple of random choices, pretty much. Build a bear, no thank you. Cool shop, curries, why not? Early Learning Centre. I normally prefer going on to Mothercare, same company, does exactly the same thing, but you normally get orders cancelled on ELC sometimes. Well, I used to last year. HMV, no. Hamleys, sure. Where's like Smiths and that? Let's just get some obvious ones. They might not have Smiths and that. I don't know. This is what we're going to find out. You know, if I missed it, what was the other one I was going to do? The Entertainer. And the Entertainer, if you don't know, or the toy shop, should I say, is the Entertainer. It's just the website is called a slightly different thing. So let's just see all these pop in and see what it looks like. So this is initiating, and these are waiting. So you can see, so if we click, so this is obviously going in order. So what I sometimes do, just for sort of a bit of information, is I'll put the fastest or the, I normally put like a couple at the beginning that aren't going to take very long, and then put some of the more denser set initiating. Some of the more dense, I don't know. Some of the more denser, that is Argos, right? Sorry, so the ones that I'm going to basically be able to go through really quickly, so that within half an hour I could have a couple of searches complete. Yeah, there's not going to be a huge amount of data, but I'm not worried. I just want to get them either out of the way, or not. So if I've got a huge one, so some of the like grocery companies take ages to scan. If you've got them at the front, you might find nothing in them, but they take a day or half a day to scan. So you almost are waiting half a day just for one company or one website that may not give you hardly anything or nothing. But if you can put a couple at the beginning that are really quick, at least you can get them out of the way and then do the main scan, knowing that that's all you can do it now because you've gone through the earlier ones. But at least if you can then get your orders off early, because the main thing about purchasing in that is getting orders, getting your money back, and then getting that money spent again as early as you can. Because even down to the, are you ordering in the morning, or are you not getting to your purchases until maybe the afternoon? So, for example, have you got a bit of shipments to do in the morning? And obviously you need to ring up UPS by 12. Obviously if you've got a prep center, doesn't take into consideration. And is that done? Maybe. No results. Okay. Well, I don't know what's doing. This is the great thing about it. I will stop it in a minute. I'm just seeing what sort of happens. But obviously getting your order off purchasing your order in the morning as early as you can means that they're going to get initiated and dispatched maybe the same day, which means you're going to maybe get your products a day early. Now, a day early on everything you do, a day early for that, a day early for that, before you're building your momentum in the right direction. If you're doing it the other way, you're doing your shipments first, which are still going to go on the same day, if you think about it. Because as long as you ring up, if you do one box by 11:45, say, you can ring up, book in one box, which is I always say one box, and I might send 20 boxes. Now, if I've got the 20 ready, which I doubt I will by that time, then I will say 20, or I'll say 5. Now, sometimes it's Q4 and it's a large amount. I'm giving a bit more of an accurate description so that they actually know, because obviously the space-wise, if there's too many boxes, they might be able to fit it in the van. But if there's less than 8, I'll say one box. So I literally will prep one box, get it all sorted, and then I'll ring. Get that one unit booked in. How many units are you sending? 1. And I'll do everything else by 4. Normally about 4 the guy comes. And at 4 o'clock, I'll have however many boxes I've got. So I don't really need to even start until a little later. So all I need to do is do 1 by that time. So you're still going to get everything picked up at the same time. But then if you're doing all your preparation in the morning, and then you come to about 2 and you finished all of those 20 boxes, and you're like, right, let's look at the purchases for today. It's already 2. By the time you don't do it, it's looking towards the end of the day, working day, and that means the dispatch may not go until tomorrow morning, so you lost a day. But if you do it the other way around, in the morning you do it until about 11, then you do 1 box. Now your purchases are getting dispatched the same day, and your boxes are still going on the same day. Let's just click results quickly and see if anything's come up. You've got 1. I will sort of end the video in a sec by pausing it and bring back when I've got all the scans done, which should be later today, and then we'll go over it a bit more. But we'll just go over this one while it's here, so at least you can clear that. So here, let's just see what it's given you. It's given you, that's saying it's £5 on that, and it's 21 on Amazon. You've got your more information down here. Amazon are on the listing, which it says there. Oh no, it doesn't. That means FBA. Okay. It's baby category. So I'm just seeing, has the buy box. I'm just seeing what sort of things it's given me. Obviously, Keeper's really good. It's great. You can click here if you want to go and look at camel. Profit, sales rank, percentage, and the ranking at the time. Obviously, Keeper would use more than the ranking because the ranking is a snapshot in time, but this is a bit more of an average fluidity of the market at the moment. Merchant owned, what does this mean? So from this, I'm not entirely sure how I'd go about it. I think I would just open up so from this, I'm not going to go into too much detail. If I was looking at this really quickly, because you want to get quite fast at doing this, you look at Keeper. It looks reasonably okay. Doesn't look great, doesn't look crap, just looks okay. It's selling it about 20. It's selling it at 21, but it might not. We have to obviously go and have a look. It does say marketplace new 9.99, so we're not sure. You can buy it for £5. Okay, probably worth going in there, seeing if it's in stock. Number 1, protocol. If it's in stock, going straight to the Amazon listing, and then using your BuyBook Pro FBA multi-tool to then do it. So really, a lot of this data I wouldn't even worry about from what I can see here. I would literally just say, like, glimpse, buy box. You can grab the ACE and look yourself if you want. And I'm pretty sure if you go ahead and click on that, which I won't do right now, I'll do it in the next part of the video, we can go through, you go on your, you use the thing, and you can get the data that quickly. So by spending time looking at all this, you still will then go on to these and go on your FBA multi-tool or BuyBook Pro. So I would actually almost bypass the information. I would literally review Keeper quickly, which looks consistent. So it's not anything on, this is sort of an average Keeper graph. The two products obviously are the same. Demo opportunity, not sure what that means. And then I'll go and just refer through as you would doing a normal search. So I'm going to pause it there for the video, come back to the results when they're all done, or a majority are done, depending on how many results it gives us, and take a little more of an inside look into a couple of examples and go from there. So yeah, see you in a minute. Welcome back, everybody. Sorry, I just wanted to make sure actually it was starting before I spoke, so there might be a little small pause before it started. Right, as you can see, scans are all done. Actually quicker than I thought. It only took about an hour. But I don't know what it scanned compared to what I'm used to on FBA Wizard, so it's hard to say. You can sort of see the amount of products it's scanned. It's just a high amount. I'd definitely say a high amount, you can see there. And we're going to go and look at the results, and now we're going to just play around a little bit and see what it really brings. Because for me, I believe it will be very similar to FBA Wizard for what I am going to be using it for. I'll show you exactly what I would buy. I'm not going to buy anything just for this video, But if it wasn't for the video, I could easily go and buy stuff if there's anything to buy. So first, I completely missed this section above earlier. You can see here there's deals and stuff here now, yeah, abundant. Now we're looking here. I guess if we scroll this, yeah, you can see it's changing down here. So what we really want to do, is there any advanced settings here? No. Yeah. Alright, so I'm gonna go ahead and just bring it all. I normally just put like 20% ROI, and the reason that's because I like to see stuff. Because you do find, for example, if you've got money sitting around, you might find some higher value items still bring in a return of 20%, but you might be making 10 quid. Because the products, you buy it for $79.99, $69.99, and you might even then find that the item is a hot seller. Like, it can just be something like a kettle. And yes, you will get some returns because there are defects in those sort of products over time, so the more you sell. But what I do is, usually if it's a proper defect, it will be returned pretty fast. If it's a fast seller, of course. So all you got to do is send it back to yourself, go back to Argos or wherever the hell I'm searching, it could be Currys, and literally swap it out for a brand new one. Many times I've literally just returned it the second it come back, gone down to whatever, like the company. I had one the other day that was Argos, just literally a kettle, and it was some sort of random red one. Took it back, said it had the box, so obviously if it's just sent back kettle by itself, you probably could get away with it, but I try, you want to obviously hope that it's sent all back in its entirety, just open basically, and you could say it doesn't work, or the fuse keeps going, something that they're not going to test or anything like that. And you literally go there, and they didn't actually have the item to swap it back out with, but I got another item for the same amount of money, and I just kept that kettle anyway because I needed a new one. So I sort of just got a cool Russell Hobbs kettle now, and yeah, I mean, usually I would just swap it out and send it back in, and I've done that before on various items, and it doesn't have to be 30 days because it's effective. So really, most companies are happy to swap it out as long as you make it obvious that you want it swapped just for another one if you can, at normal, because you're allowed to. I mean, a lot of companies, I'm sure you can do it for a year, but I never tried more than say 3 months. But yeah, so what we're going to do here, let's just see what this meant. This is I'm not going to really worry about that. I'm not really worried about this. Now, something I've noticed is that you can't unselect if Amazon are on the listing. Preset. So if you get what I'm trying to say, so I can't see that you can select that anything you can see here. You can see it says Amazon, but Amazon anything that's got this color, the orange. Now if we just go in settings quickly, let's see if we can just find it really fast, including FBA fees. I can't see it, which is a little annoying because I like to get rid of it. Otherwise you're looking through more, and that just means if you're looking through more, it's just a little faff. Unless someone can find it, I really can't see it. But okay, so we're going to put, I normally put a pound profit, just again because I like to see visibility. I would probably not buy something that's 20% with a pound profit. That's, you know, unless you've got so much money that you cannot find enough products to buy, and you know you'd rather take a £1 profit on £10 on something that's worth 10 quid than £0 profit on 10 quid and just have it sitting in your bank. That's the only exception. So if you were playing with a large bankroll, that's the only exception. That, and you would spread, but you would be doing high volumes. You'd be hundreds of thousands of pounds in sales. You could do 100 grand in sales, for example, in a month, and that would work, and you'd make some more money. But any normal, like average to even slightly more advanced sellers wouldn't still use that. So we're going to go ahead and have a look. Now I normally search by the company to start with. The reason is I can build up the carts if I want in advance and check out that, and as I said before, that will then get maybe dispatched straight away. So sometimes I build up a couple of carts. Sometimes if I'm doing replenishable, so I'm going up a list, and obviously I could filter by Argos and that, but I normally go from newest to oldest. So if I see something's out of stock, I'll find it, I'll go up to my purchase sheet from the newest items I bought and replenish that way. So I normally prepare a report or a list of all the stuff that's either out of stock or going out of stock, and then work my way from the bottom, rather than filtering by a company, because I know what the item is, I don't actually know where it's from if I'm replenishing. So that's the only time I build up multiple carts, just literally across the top of the screen, like you would have tabs open, and then once you're done, check out all. But if the faster you check out, the more chance it's going to get dispatched earlier. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and have a quick look. Now, from this, I'm going to ignore anything that Amazon sell. And this doesn't look awful in terms of Amazon are going in and out of stock, meaning the rank must be, 184, meaning that's the reason Amazon are going in and out of stock. So it would sell potentially, but but you have to start looking at the more analytical side of things, because you got to see, for example, in Q4 last year before, do they go out of stock usually or not? Do they seem to always go out of stock at Christmas times or not? How many sellers there are? What is then the price or the rank when Amazon are in stock? You can see the rank actually gets to worse to about 2,000, which is still great, but it's not actually down as low as this. So you've got to take many different aspects into consideration. Just for an example, most probably this is not even, I'm going to say that's out of stock on this product. So that's my postcode. Well, okay, fine, that looks okay. You know what, just for this example, let's have a look at this. Let's have a look. What are we dealing with here? Do you know what? That's not actually too bad for the very first item that's appeared on the list. And sometimes you've got to bear in mind with Argos, you can only take 3 at a time. Just see what that does. And if you do go add to trolley, so we're going to do a test here. You get a trolley, and sometimes it will say it's still out of stock on delivery, because it's, I don't know. Yeah, so this will change and say out of stock. Excuse the slow loading. I have, like, I keep saying everyone, 2008 MacBook Pro, 2008 is it? Yeah, something like that. So what is it? $12.99. So all of the, so you can see here on Cube, we're going to have a look at a bit more detail. You can see here, but if you really wanted to look, you go to the year bottom, you would see, you can see here, they do go in and out of stock over Q4 from sort of, but not massive. So they're more out of stock in the year than they are in Q4. Are aware of it, but again, it would then sell at a nice premium up here. It probably would sell around what it is now. But again, obviously you'd put the $12.99 in, you calculate, and it comes up. And this is including my VAT. So actually, that's not bad. It's not great. I'm not going to go and buy it. One, it's only, you know, yes, £4.39. Yes, potentially, if I had a decent amount of cash, I would go ahead and buy it. At the moment, I have quite a low amount of cash because I am buying a lot in preparation for the bull run, as you would say. For Q4, I don't really think it's gonna. I was thinking about it. I did originally say it might be the 22nd that everything will start flying. I think it will be at least the 20. I know it's only a couple of days. The 24th, which is next Wednesday / next Thursday. Now the reason I say that is that most paydays are the last Friday of the month, the 25th of the month, or the last working day of the month. So if you look on, I always print a calendar out as well because I'm just so I can really visually see what I'm doing. So next Thursday is the 25th, so that to me will be, like if I had to put a bet on at what day it would be that day. So if I had to choose the most likely day, just because it's a Thursday the 25th, yeah, and it won't be like, you're not going to suddenly see like it's 10x in a day. It will slowly pick up from like, so it might be 1 to 1.5 over a couple of days to 2x and so on. You can see the sales estimator here selling loads, but no, that's not something I'd buy just because I don't want to. I want to get my money in and out. If you've got a lot of money over Christmas, maybe in December it's worth buying something like this because you're getting back a hell of a lot more money from Amazon because it's going in and out so fast. Now they have more staff, so your boxes are getting booked in. I was getting boxes last year at periods. A good chunk of Q4 was 1 to 2 days booking. So I was sending it on say like a Friday. And they collected it at 4 o'clock in the afternoon from my place, so it was reasonably late in the day. And it was getting booked in by the morning at 10 AM, literally the following morning, or 24 hours, within 24 hours. And that was at least 30 to 40% of my boxes were getting booked in within 24 hours, if not 48 hours. And 3 days is probably the max. So it goes in and out really fast. And because everyone's trying to buy and, you know, yeah, you're getting your money back so much faster. So it looks like you're getting so much money, like, because you're just putting that same money in now. So one day you're getting $2 grand. You're like, what? If I really got $2 grand? And then the next day you're getting $2 grand, next day, and you're thinking, where's this money coming from? But it's the same money that you got on the Monday. It's now coming back to your account on the Thursday. So it just looks like you're getting far much more quantity. But that way you've got to then source faster because you're getting it back so much faster. And that is a huge element of optimizing Q4. And so, for example, later on when you've got more money to play with because it's come back so much faster and you know tomorrow you've got another $2 grand coming in your bank and the day after you've got another $1.5 grand, like you know that you've got to almost keep your balance at zero by the end of every day because tomorrow you're going to have another $2 grand. So this would then be something I would then consider at that point because I'd be like, okay, let's buy 5. Worst case, it takes a couple of weeks to sell, all of December, but it doesn't actually matter because I'm getting so much money back. I don't need to get this back as soon as possible. But at the moment, I'm keeping my balance a couple of £100, just because I don't know what's coming out like. Do I have software coming, bills and stuff? And trying to manage my money so I make sure I always know what's coming in tomorrow. And I can look at my business account and see what's coming in tomorrow. And obviously I can tell from my Amazon account roughly when money's coming in now. And you can take these leads if you really want. So we're going to get back to Source Mogul here. I'm just going to get rid of those 2 tabs. But that was just an example with Amazon. But you can see what I've just gone into. It's a little bit more complex than just buying it. And you can, if you've got a lot of money, just buy it. But yeah. Phones, ignore. A lot of stuff like Beats and that would never sell it. And I'm going to skim this because I'm just going to see what. So I'm only skimming these because this is anything that I'm skimming I probably would not sell. Okay. So I have never actually bought this, but there's no reason why you can't. I've sold many Nintendo Switch products, but I'm a little bit more conservative in my purchasing compared to others. There's a lot of products that I don't sell that I probably could, but I'm more trying to have longevity in the market. Obviously anything can happen, touch wood and all that. And that one thing I think's fine, it isn't, and all the other items that I should have bought, like everyone else was selling, I should have just bought anyway. But I'm just trying to, like for example, if the brand seller's name, it says by sold, does it says sold by or whatever it says next underneath the product? If the brand is basically a seller as well, I don't do stuff like that. And I've heard some stories about, I mean, that's not really that bad of a product. Yeah, the ROI is 21, but you could sell tons. It's cheapish. You can get quite a lot. It's just little things to think about, really. Go down. So I'm going to just look at something that I potentially would buy. So, for example, this is probably out of stock where it says limited. Okay, it doesn't exist. That's interesting. All right, here we go. So we've got something here. It's really difficult. I'm only going to be looking at the keeper here. The rough price, I know there's a couple of dips, but that's fine. And the item. So we're just going to go ahead and here. And the first thing I would always do is just check if it's in stock. And I think I don't mind doing click and collect. Now the click and collect is probably like a savvy way of doing it, but it just depends on what you're doing. If you have a prep center, you can't do that. Now it'd be interesting to know if prep centers, like a good USP for prep centers moving forward, would be to offer click and collect services. Because that way, yes, obviously, like if everybody in that area did it, it wouldn't work. But by offering it, it's like a USP that other prep centers would not do. And it could be the local area and stuff like that. So it could be like within, it's almost like retail arbitrage, hybrid prep center. Like you could literally have a staff member that just did click and collects, and you charge like a little bit more of a premium, or it may be like your gold members, for example, would then have that as a part of their package. So you charge more as a membership. It's just interesting to think, though, isn't it? Like, because a lot of people do click and collect, and when people can't buy it, and click and collect is all the time. Like normally, the click and collect is not related to the delivery. So this will be store specific, and this will be like warehouse specific. So if you get what I'm trying to say, so many items will be click and collect at areas around the around the zonal area that you're in, but you'll never be able to get delivery. And you can find some great deals just by thinking outside the box a bit. I mean, okay, I'm looking at it, it just looks a bit weird. And also that rank means there's nothing. That's just like a algorithm adjustment, I call them, but it just means that nothing's happening. So we're going to go down. I don't see this sort of thing. I don't really bother with DS games now, stuff like that. Yeah, I'll go ahead and sell these. It won't be there, be out of stock. I've looked at these before, I think, at some point. I mean, they can come back into stock, but I just say, you can quickly browse. But these products, you've got to be careful because you can get a lot of returns, and Amazon do then sell them, and you can get a lot of things. We're just going to browse because I don't expect it to be a huge amount. I mean, I'm ungated in Apple, but I just wouldn't sell Apple. It's more to do with what I told you before with the whole sort of just never sold Bush, so do I need to? Probably not. If I need to sell it, like I'm making no money, can't find products, like wouldn't sell this, bit too high price for me, oversized, many reasons. And yeah, you're probably looking at this thinking, wow, actually I'm really specific in what I'm buying. Now this actually, yeah, okay. So you might think, well, why wouldn't I buy one thing? Why would I buy this? Now there's no reason. It's just that over time I've added to what I would buy, and there's no reason that in the future I wouldn't then test the market, for example, with some stuff. And I always I'll always just check the sellers, make sure it's not the same. I know this company or brand would not be probably selling, but you can get it. You can be surprised. You know, here we are. So this is, so if someone wanted this, you could charge premium, but you'd have to have enough demand that to actually go and pick it up. But you know, if I was in the area, Tamagotchis just wouldn't sell. Just because these are quite, I don't know, it's just me. There's no real correct. I would not sell these. Now the reason I don't sell these is because I have heard on some LOL branded items there's been weird policy warnings. This was last year as well. But I don't know if that is just a dodge, like a funny seller trying to be annoying and stuff like that. But if I've heard anything about a brand before, I usually will stay away from it because there's plenty more out there. You know, this, I've seen this a million times. Now you know you are looking and seeing it's 20%, but it is £4.20 profit. It's got good sales. So these are things you need to sort of, maybe not right now, but when you definitely, these are sort of like back of the mind products for later on in Q4 when you get more abundant of a return. And you could go ahead and, you know, in Q4 this could sell 10 a day. You're telling me that you wouldn't take 20% at 10 a day, and obviously it's out of stock, but it doesn't mean it's always going to be out of stock. So there are items that you just need to be just conscious of in the background, and see it like realistically. There's not going to be a huge amount of products on Argos, just because it's Argos and everyone will scan them. But I sort of don't really use it for that. I use, as I said, I use them for fillers. So I'll keep the scans running all the time, and I'll just come back as in when I need, and go through. And I haven't bought anything from Argos. Last year I bought a lot from Argos, but the year before I really never did. Sorry, the year before, this year. But yeah, like stuff like irons, there's no reason why you wouldn't, that you can't sell these sort of things now. Yeah, so that's $29.99. I'm not selling that, saying it's going to be. So I actually, my personal rule is that I take under 30%. Now that's quite, the product's quite expensive, but if I've got some money, you know, laying around, I might pick up 4 of these. So I know it's nothing, you know, 2 to 4. If I could get a couple of colours, and yeah, I know it hasn't sold for a good while, and probably because the price has gone up. See, this is exactly where you got to be really savvy with Keeper. Now, the most realistic selling at is £35. Now, because it's gone up to 46, the rank, like, no one's been buying it. It's sold once there. So 4 is probably stupid of me to buy 1, and then just wait. And how many sellers is there? 7. You see. But realistically, this the retail price in people's minds to be buying this is 37 quid, 35 quid. So to go ahead and buy it at $29.99 is not worth it. So this is, you just want to get your foot in the door with this. This is, you know, you don't. That's personally how I see it. Chad Valley, 2 for 15. Nothing out of the ordinary in that. I'm not going to go through all of these. I'm going to go and just jump over to sub Argos or not Argos, because Argos I find is it's one of the most obvious go-to places. But you know, that's my local Sainsbury's. $7.99. Who's selling this? Now that seller isn't even FBA, so potentially I could sell it for more. But that's just say, I'm not going to worry about the moment. I'm not going to go into the specifics. If it's selling at that, and I'm going to sell it at that. Here we are. Okay, so you found your first item. So to me personally, if I was going through these leads for fillers, just have a quick peek at the year. Nothing looks unusual. Let's go ahead and buy. You know, but you might only be able to pick up 1. But so that's why you've got to build up a bit of a cart. See, you can get 1. But everyone will think, well, what? A lot of people wouldn't bother with 1. I do. I sometimes buy 1, even at the level, because you get, if you've got thousands of 1 items, you're having more visibility on the buy box. she could do all of those sales. If you have the buy box on all of your 1,000 items at the same time, in theory, everyone could buy all 1,000 items at the same time. But if you've got 5 of these, well, only one is, you only got visibility on one page, and all of the other 4 items in the background are hiding until the first one of these are sold. You get what I'm trying to say? So one is still fine as long as you got margins. And you could find one here, and before you know it, it all adds up. And a lot of people don't want to do that, and that's fine. So we're going to go ahead and I'm going to just jump to a completely random other company. So another company that isn't so in the forefront of everyone's minds. Now let's just go on BT, because it's not as what's the word? It's not one of those for go-to places. This is an example. I'm not going to actually go on to it. ROI is 21%, but the profit here is 1608. Now I have never sold Toshiba, and I don't know if I would. As long as it isn't sold by Amazon, of course, and it obviously might be out of stock. But you can, you're buying it for £74.98. I'll just have a quick check. There we go. More than 50 in stock, free delivery, bloody blah. So what I'll now show is, okay, what's the price? £74.98. Now this is not on the buy box, so let's have a quick look. What's the upper price here? 107. And now there's 27 sellers, to be fair, so I'd say this is actually a very viable product. Now it looks, I get pissed off if there isn't many FBA sellers, because it's so easy to go to BT. Now it's not a very unusual place. Now is it hazmat? No, it's not. Now I'd probably be put off by it by this point, and I shouldn't be really. There's no reason I should, but I really like to do like a handful of checks, and I'm pretty sure it would be okay, but I just would not take the risk because I've never sold Toshiba. I don't know if I've never looked into the brand, but that's just to put in, wasn't it 74? And you could probably sell it for 109. Let's have a look what we got. Even if you didn't sell 104.9. Here we go. So it's not much higher than what it is at the moment, and it's not FBA. This guy is not FBA. You could be making £17.23 on every sale. It's saying you 18 to 21 a month, but I would say it's gone up in price recently. So it's taking a 3-month average, and Amazon was selling it, but now it's probably not selling that. It's probably selling 6 a month. But if you've got the buy box, you'll get all 6 at this price. It's just interesting. It's very easy to see, but a lot of people say they can't find products when they do manual searches like this, and I don't know why. And it might be that I believe that they are given, or they have the sense, the belief that it has to be 40% ROI. It has to be above £5 as well. It has to be sub 80,000 or whatever. I'm trying to say, like it. And a lot of people are gated, and I'm luckily ungated in almost every possible thing I can find. I try to find things I'm gated in, just to see what I'm gated in, but I can't find anything. But I still don't sell these items. For example, if I just wanted to have one blowout year, do like some stupid amount of sales, then take that money and then just go and do something else and not worry about the Amazon anymore, and leave it, then sure, I could go ahead and buy this sort of thing and all that. But I'm just trying to put like as many safeguards in place to prolong. You have a choice. Do you make 100 grand in 1 year, or do you make 30 grand a year for 5 years? So you make, you got to weigh up your own risk reward system, or whatever it is. Lost some train of thought anyway. But yeah, I think it's just some people are I think a lot of people are going into it without doing the full research, I guess, and really like almost like mastering it before they start it. It's like anything. If you're going to go do a test, you master it before you go and do the test. You don't find out what it's about, do the test, and then like try to figure it out along the way. You literally become the master of something, and then you go and do that something. A lot of people, I feel, not, or they're relying on third-party products to fill in the blanks for them. But then when it comes to certain decision-making processes, they are not sure, so they have to revert back to like a default sort of system where nothing under 40%, but actually it's all fluid. Like there's no right or wrong. It just depends on, like, everyone does all methods. So some people probably don't go and get anything under 60%, but they do lower sales but make more profit. Some people will have 100 grand to spend and go down to 10% and still make 10 grand a month and take home 10 grand a month profit. Going down as 10, you know, because it's so it's not like a fixed thing, but it's just interesting food for thought. And so far, Source Mogul feels nice. It's quite easy. I probably will keep it just because it feels nice. And if FBA Wizard is not really going to be going forward, I'd rather go on something that's the same but going in the forward momentum direction and maybe going to be improved over time, rather than something that's stagnating. So I'll probably switch over, and again use it for that reason, as it fill leads. That's why I'm not actually picking things like this, because I'm not this will be something I come to after I've spent everything I can spend for the day. I might have spent 2 grand stock and I've got 300 quid left, and I think, okay, well, I could sit on the 300 quid, or I could just have a quick look for an hour, half an hour, however long you want to spend on it, and see if I can maybe find some higher value products like those kettles, or you know, things I was telling you about, where I might buy it 50 quid and make 10 quid profit, or £5 profit. And yeah, I can't get loads with it, but I'd rather make 5 or 10 on a couple hundred quid per of stock, and yeah, that sort of thing. But anyway, I'm going to leave it there. Hopefully you enjoyed the video and you've got a little bit of a feel for Source. Oh, I thought it was Sourcing Mogul. Okay, it's Source Mogul. And you get a little bit of an insight into how I search using software over probably a more traditional way of using it, or more beginner way of using it, I guess. And my insight into the purchases and stuff like that, and how I'd use it. But yeah, hopefully you enjoyed the video. I know it's actually quite a long video now, so yeah, if you can smash the thumbs up, tell me what you liked, didn't like. If you want to see any new videos or whatever on anything, then just let me know in the comments and I'll get back to you. And yeah, hopefully I'll put a link for like the thing, and you can obviously get the 3 months at 20 quid off. That's just like natural. You just go onto the link, it will automatically give you, like, provide you that sort of option, so you don't have to do anything. Anyway, yeah, have a good day, enjoy the weekend, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye.